Welcome back, everyone, for another round of Scrap Mechanic. I am on one of my little islands over here. Got a nice little light. I have got 8 plots total at the moment with 5 bananas in there. And I know, I've had, I think it was 3 banana plants trigger an attack before. I have an attack triggered, which interestingly triggered like right after I planted. Not like I planted them and then at 4 a.m. it triggered. It was like, okay, it's 5 minutes after midnight, I planted them, and by 15 minutes after midnight, it had triggered. But we've got an attack. It's just save the game, exit the game, load the save. The marker disappears. And the whole reason I'm doing this is because they're not supposed to be able to spawn in water, is my understanding. And they're not supposed to be able to spawn close if you're surrounded by water. People have used this as a method for defending their plants, their farming areas, by planting far enough away from, or in a small enough area that it protects them. So we're testing that with this. This is going to test and see if they spawn here, and if they do, I want to know how bad the attack's going to be for just 5, which I know is quite variable. And there we go. We should have an attack spawned. And I'm not hearing anything. I don't see anything. I still see nothing. Not a single bot anywhere nearby. So even like right here, I thought maybe they might spawn on one of these because of where I'm placing it on that one. But no, they didn't even spawn here. They didn't spawn out there, it looks like. And that certainly did trigger unauthorized farming. So no attacks so far still. And this time we're going to try 9 banana plants. If that does not trigger an attack, I'm going to ramp it up even more. And it's starting to look like, yeah, this might be a safe spot to build because I'm not going to be attacked over here. So as I'm swimming up, I see like lights going in the distance there. And I was so freaked out because I have parked my little work vehicle right there, as you can see. And I thought it was like tote bots with their whips in the air. And they were like trying to come from all the way over here to attack that. And they were breaking the vehicle. And then I saw that little spark right there. I was like, oh, it's just the bot there continuing to pull in. Because yeah, like Minecraft, this cuts off activity for certain things after you get away a certain distance. But unlike Minecraft, it's a very short distance. So here we go. Round number 2, 9 banana plants here. That should trigger a decent attack. And of course, I'm lucky if they do come up here and attack, I could jump in the water, try to get away. But there is pathways or pathing that they can use to get up here. Okay. Midnight. So where's the attack? Because, I mean, it's not like I'm where they cannot get to at all. I mean, you could come up that way. You can come up that way. There's pathing they can use to get here if they spawn. But based on how they have spawned in the past, that's the idea. They can't spawn here because their spawning spots would be in the water. And they can't spawn in water. And I'm not seeing them up on either of these rocky islands. I don't see them coming from there. So I'm going to say this is a perfectly safe, or at least for the most part, reasonably safe location where it's not going to allow them to spawn and attack my farm. Obviously, I'm not going to make like a 50 plot farm up here, but I am at least able to have a decent little farm. I'm going to try 6 orange seeds now. Let's see if I can get this. Nope. Did not aim it quite right. 6 oranges planted there. We're going to harvest all of them. There we go. And I'm going to plant all 9 with blueberries if I see with not getting attacked this time. I'm thinking I'm going to be okay again. And And I should have heard some kind of spawn noise. Some kind of bot coming into existence suddenly out of nowhere. And I'm not seeing anything. Nothing is swimming towards me. Yes. I believe I have a safe spot, but at least one more test. We're going to do full set of blueberry plants. So this time, I'm actually going to let the plant stay till after the countdown ends, till after midnight. And that's 9 blueberries. There should be something spawning. And I hear nothing. I don't hear a single bot making noise. So I'm going to go ahead and call this a good, safe spot, at least until they decide to change how spawning rules work. And bots can start spawning in water or spawn right on top of the farm. So here's the start of the new base platform. I'm going with just wood because I've got so much of it. And it's pretty easy to get a lot of it. Also, I'm not sure as far as... I don't think I'm going to be attacked out here based on what I've seen so far. So I don't think I'm going to worry about having to have that extra strong capability of like concrete or metal. And of course, I can always upgrade these as needed. I'm also going to build, as you can see here, a ramp that instead of staying down, it's going to be like a drawbridge. I had it working. I just took the electronics out so I could drop it down and rebuild it there with a control. But basically, I'm hoping that will protect me from getting attacked. And once again, no attack, no sounds, anything. And I'm perfectly fine. So I'm going to get some more work done on the new base setup or the start of the base. And for that, I'm actually going to need to let a lot of wood produce, which means I've got to go back to the other base just to sit there so I'm in range of the refined bot so it can work. And there we go. Look at that. All right, we go there. Hit the button. It goes all the way up. I probably could still get hit from here if a bot did come up. But honestly, I don't think they're going to come up that close. And if they do, they're going to be focused mostly on that first. Now, for watering that, I've got to test how far the water gun will fire and it worked, which I'm assuming being vertical, shooting downwards, it should be okay from whatever height I do, as long as it's not way up in the sky. So I'm thinking building a little platform up here that will allow me to have safety from being attacked up there, except, of course, farm bot shooting chemical bombs at me. But have a little platform up there that gives me a way to have possibly either an arm that just sits out there and stays there and just holds everything out from the platform, or, you know, knowing that it's going to droop a little bit, maybe use a piston to push out. I'm kind of leaning towards a piston that lowers like a whole contraption down and allows it to get lower before the guns fire. And that way I'm not worried about it being way up here and not working. And then I just turn off the piston raises up, it's way up there out of the way of the bots attacking. So it's been a couple of days and you can see just how much I have gotten built out. I am actually now lined up to this one, and I'm thinking I want to build across at some point. I've kind of started building like a railing from there, but I think now that I've got this, I'll at some point start extending this way and build a larger area. And I've extended out a bit more this side where I originally came up and had some stairs. I've taken the stairs out because I can conveniently reach the little ramp switch over there. And I'm going to probably, not on these, but on this one, I've got a 2 block wide support beam post that's coming up from below, just of wood blocks. We'll probably do the same over here. I might replace that with like actual beams, like just the decorative beams later, or just the look of it. But yeah, or maybe, you know, it's just metal, concrete, something like that. Come back and just replace them bit by bit. But yeah, this is starting to turn out All right. It's not going to be that bad. Again, if I decide I could build across that way, I've got a little water path right here, which is, I'm thinking, some kind of system to maybe lower down like an elevator if I can get it to work right and be able to bring something up. More than likely what I'm going to do is, once I can figure out a way to get the buoyancy working right with a lot of storage, I'm going to have a big connected storage system on a ferry boat, basically an item ferry that's going to bring everything, come over here, maybe have to skirt through that area, but get over here, have a spot it backs into or drives straight into, whichever way, have it where it just docks, and have a vacuum pump that then brings everything up from below to here. And I'm going to use this basically as the starter level and build up and up once I get this whole area kind of built out. So I'm going to have multiple floors to this in the long run. But for now, that's a good start. I've got another set of blueberries about to harvest, and still no attacks, no spawns so far. They should not spawn on this because this is technically my base. If they do spawn on that, I'm going to be mad because of how far I've got it built out this time. There's a lot of trees. Let me just tell you, a lot of trees to get that many blocks. That was stacks and stacks of them. All right, here we go. We're going to see if something happens. Nope. Nothing. So good. I was really kind of worried that extending this far out, it'd be like, oh yeah, let's just spawn on his base and take advantage of that footing to attack him. All right, so that's it for this round of Scrap Mechanic. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about the base and about the approach I'm taking to defending against attacks by not having attacks. And of course, hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week, and I'll see you in the next video.